So Boxing Day football, a full fixture over the festive period. I can't wait for it. Arsenal versus QPR off the back of a 2-2 draw with Liverpool. Arsenal will be looking to get back into winning ways. QPR will be high and confident after coming back from 2-0 down to West Bromwich Albion, getting those 3 goals. Charlie Austin to thank for that. So it's going to be an interesting game. If you're watching after the game, check out the goals in the link below. Otherwise, stick around to see if my prediction was right. I got the Liverpool and Arsenal game spot on. I'm high in confidence. Let's talk tactics. So, first of all, let's compare both teams' defensive capabilities, because both of them are struggling a little bit when it comes to conceding goals. So if you can see there, Arsenal have conceded 21 goals so far this season, whereas QPR have conceded 32. Both played the same amount of games. Average goals conceded 1.24 to 1.88. And if you go down there, I mean, there's not too much between them. I think QPR clearly are the worst of conceding goals out of both sides. But what is interesting for me, not only do both concede goals very similarly at the same time in the game, it's the fact that Arsenal have only conceded 1 goal outside of the box, 20 inside the box. And this is going to be a problem against QPR, and I'll touch upon that later. QPR concedes 7 goals outside of the box, and that comes down to the fact that they don't press high enough into the players that are coming and approaching their 18-yard box and allowing for shots that go on goal. Arsenal can definitely exploit that. But let's firstly talk about Arsenal. So let's go into their formation that they had against Liverpool. So the problem with Arsenal, right? So first of all, defensive-wise, they're just struggling when it comes to both pressing up to mark runners when the game is actually in play, and when it comes to corner kicks. I'll touch on corner kicks in a minute, but let's talk about the first goal they conceded. The ball was broke into this area. Imagine this is Arsenal's defence here. I've got it set up for QPR versus Arsenal, but imagine this is a game against Liverpool. The ball came to Coutinho for Liverpool in this area. If you watch both Mertesacker, Debussy, they all drop back and they allow him to just have this free space. And a guy like Coutinho, who's tricky, had a little fake onto his right foot, bang, bottom corner, 1-0 to Liverpool. That's not as much something that Arsene Wenger will be completely frustrated with, because Coutinho had enough quality to do that. What it is when it comes to zonal marking, when it comes to corners, this is going to be absolutely horrible against QPR, because if you didn't notice, 3 of QPR's goals against West Brom came from corner kicks or cross balls coming in. They know how to attack the ball in the box. And what happened against Liverpool in the dying minutes of the game, a ball gets thrown in, they've got everyone back. Arsenal's got everyone back. And do you know where they all are? Hanging out in here. You know what, let's just mark this area, it's great. We'll put one guy back here to mark the big bruiser that is Skirtle, who will attack anything. He'll attack a bowling ball if it's been shot at his head. He'll attack it, that's why he had the big bandage around his head. And he was being marked by someone at the back post, but Mertesacker was supposed to keep an eye on him. But you know what happens when you've got a 6'7" German defender marking someone? Oh yeah, they're supposed to mark them, right? But not when it's a 6'7" German defender that's Mertesacker. He ducks. He ducked as that ball came in. And Skirtle had a 5-yard run on him, bulleted the ball into the back of the net. And I was even I was like, they deserve that. I like Arsenal as a team. I want them to do well. But Mertesacker deserved for that ball to go in the back of the net, because he deserves to know that his marking is not good enough. It happened against Stoke with Peter Crouch, and it's now happened again against Skirtle in the dying minutes of a victory that they would have took away and been high in confidence. Going to Anfield, getting a 2-1 victory would have been great. But he let the team down, as well as the defender at the back post. Both of them allowed Skirtle 5 yards to just take a jump. And as I said, the guy's brutal in the air. He's horrible defending, I think, Skirtle, when it comes to the ball in the air. But attacking-wise, he can jump, and he bullets it in the back of the net. And before you know it, that 3 points turns into 1 point. Still not a bad thing, but still, they could have avoided it. So that's going to be the problem against QPR, because if you didn't notice, as I said, against QPR, Charlie Austin is just like vicious in that box. He'll latch onto anything and score. He's good in the air as well. He got a hat-trick. And they play off of balls that bounce around the box. They're not the prettiest team, QPR, but they'll get in around your business in that area. So that's something that Arsenal will need to think about when it comes to defending corners. But one thing that is a good talking point you have to take away is this 4-3-3 allows for Santi Cazorla to do whatever he wants. And Santi Cazorla, when he's in his best run of form, is one of the best players in the Premier League. Mark my words on that. And what happened with their goal with Giroud is it's a clear representation of what Cazorla can do to you. So Giroud gets the ball into this area, holds up into feet, and he does it so well. He just lays it off to Cazorla, but instead of Cazorla making a run just into this area as he stems up from here, instead of just holding the ball up here, he then loops around the back of the defender. So not only did he have the 3, like Arsenal's formation, you have 3 strikers to play against with Sanchez, Welbeck, Giroud, those guys going forward. You now have Cazorla who makes this running behind, something that I wanted Ozil to do more. But now that he's injured, it's allowed for Cazorla to do this. He made the running behind, cuts it back. Giroud, as well as accompanied by disgraceful marking from Sacco, it has to be said, from Liverpool. He's got a good finish in the box. He's got somewhat of his confidence back, and that's going to be something that QPR are going to have to shut down right from the start. So that's how Arsenal, I think, should play. They need to use Cazorla more, get in behind and cut it back to score goals. QPR, on the other hand, have to do what they do best and get the ball in the box. What they can't do, as I'm saying, against what they did against West Brom, is that they allow for West Brom to have midfield runners to streak right through the middle. If you've seen the formation they had here, 4-4-2, they are going to have to use Austin and Zamora to try and bully Arsenal's defence, but they're midfield partnering. Joey Barton, as we know, a bit of a loose cannon sometimes. His crosses in the box these days have been fantastic, but they allow for midfield runners to go back to their back four, they have one of the weakest back lines in the Premier League. And what happened against West Brom is they allowed for midfield runners to stem right through, in behind, and have an easy stroke at goal. And that's why West Brom went 2-0 up. And if you give Arsenal that 2-goal leverage, that game is going to end up 5 or 6-0, not a 3-2 turnaround. So QPR have to be aware of that. For me, my prediction, straightforward, 2-0 to Arsenal. I think they've got enough power to overcome QPR. I don't think QPR are going to be able to defend on that big field at the Emirates. I don't think they're going to be able to defend Arsenal spraying the ball around, and I think it'll be a comfortable victory for Arsenal. If you're watching after the game, let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to TYT Sports. Follow me on Twitter at Francis_Maxwell and follow us on Twitter at TYT Sports. Tweet me your thoughts after the game. Thank you.